on what's the name?
YouTube.
Yeah. What's up, YouTubers?
What's up, fam?
What's up, IGZs? All right. So while we get this thing together, hi everybody who's joining in. Hello, hello, hello. Y'all know what this is. It's Wednesday night. Y'all know how this go every week. I hope y'all been good. I hope you're ready for a great show tonight. Let me know if I look blurry, ma'am, on your end.
You're good.
I'm good. I'm waiting for you.
A1.
On IG, I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay, I'm waiting for you to come in.
Okay.
What's up, brother Rasheen? What's up, Rick Lewis? Daily bread. I like the daily bread now. Gotta have our daily bread. Shout out to Selena, Author Healing. Go live with Shayla Maisha. What's up, B Neil 78? Hello, everybody. Okay, let me adjust this now. I forgot. You gotta adjust. How do I do this? Okay, I think that's better. What's up, people? What's up, YouTubers? What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay.
All right.
All right, y'all. So y'all know we are on YouTube too. So if you want to join in the conversation on YouTube, you are free to go ahead and come over there. So that way you can see us side by side.
Mm-hmm.
If not, this is the view on top, on bottom, bottom, top. How they say? Pause. Pause. So we are doing our podcast right now. You guys, we have some great, amazing topics for tonight. So let's just go ahead and start and get our podcast introduction in and do our thing. Are you ready?
Ready, ma'am.
Darling. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What's up, podcasters? What's going on? What's up, IGzers? What's up, Facebookers? What's up, YouTubers? What's up to the world in America?
You ain't missed a soul.
I ain't miss nobody, huh?
Not a soul.
So y'all know what this is. Every week, every Wednesday, we are
Brains and Beauty times two. I'm Shayla.
And I'm MYAMMEE. And tonight, we have an amazing show with some great topics. I think everybody is going to love. Everybody's going to want to chime in. We want you guys to chime in as normal for our podcast. As you guys sit back, relax, enjoy the commentary. But don't forget to like our page, comment on our podcast page, leave your comments. Let the world know why you listen to our podcast, because we see y'all listening. We see y'all all over the world.
For real.
Not just America, all over the world. So many cities, so many countries. So shout out to the podcast land for just listening and being with us. But how we want to do this? What's our icebreaker tonight, Shay?
Icebreaker tonight, icebreaker. Okay, well, first we want to go ahead and acknowledge Juneteenth, which is this Friday. This Friday? This Friday.
Yeah.
Show is Juneteenth is this Friday. And I guess, because of what's going on in the world right now, everyone is just kind of on the let's acknowledge Juneteenth now waving again. Whatever gets acknowledged, hey, I'm glad it's finally being acknowledged. Now it's time to just go ahead and make that official holiday like they do everything else that's so, like, why is it even a holiday half the time? But I'm glad that they're finally starting to acknowledge it. There are some companies that are starting to not just acknowledge it, but make it a paid holiday. So I know I definitely made it a holiday for myself. So I won't be going to work that day. It's already
Yes,
well known. So I won't be at work that day. But
right.
yeah, so we just want to go ahead and acknowledge that, and I'm glad that it's finally getting acknowledged. Honestly,
Yeah,
seriously, on all serious notes, I'm glad it's finally getting acknowledged.
exactly. Because what it stands for. So shout out to
Yeah.
Target who has paved the way. I think all the state workers in New York, it's about to be approved for all state workers of New York to do it. I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
Florida got going on, child. We got to keep our
You know,
eyes
we
on
always.
DeSantis, man, the governor. See, this is why we should have got Andrew up in there. Despite I don't care what nobody has to say, but anyway, let's see what happens with DeSantis in the meantime, between time. So what other icebreaker we wanted to talk about
Okay,
tonight?
so other icebreakers. We definitely wanted to make sure that we talked about anything that we've currently watched lately. Again, because we're all at home. We're still at home. I know a lot of people have returned to work, but a lot of us are still at home.
Yeah,
And we're not at work, or we have more free time than usual. So we've been able to catch up on. I know I found myself on Instagram and on TV a lot, just more so looking for
oh
black
wait,
shows.
we were supposed to start with that, but we were supposed to start with Rayshard real quick.
Oh, well, we could talk about we could definitely talk about Rayshard now.
Yeah, let's get into Rayshard. I know everybody has seen what happened with Rayshard, and right now the police officers are being held accountable, which is amazing to see
Mm-hmm.
that one of them will have no bonds. Um,
Let's
and
see.
just so many.
That's what Garrett Rolfe. I think that's how you say his name. Garrett Rolfe. Okay, we can run down the what he's being charged with.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so he faces a felony murder.
Okay.
He faces 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon,
Right.
criminal damage to property, violation
Mhm.
of his oath, and aggravated assault for kicking Brooks as he was already on when he was already on the ground. And then the second officer, and I'm sorry, Garrett Rolfe is actually, if he's found guilty, he could actually face the death penalty. And the second officer, Devin Brosnan, I don't know how you say his name, Devin Brosnan,
Yeah.
I'm assuming, 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and 2 counts of violating his oath.
Let me tell
Um,
y'all,
I'm glad that finally it was quick.
this
They
is
on
it
top
was
of it.
quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
Unlike
love it.
Brianna, we still trying to figure out why Brianna's just the
You,
police report still blank. I don't understand.
yeah,
I don't get it.
yeah.
Um,
I think with the whole Brianna situation, because there's no footage compared to Rayshard,
mhm.
and they're trying to probably figure out who's going to be accountable. Is it going to be the whole entire little crew that went there, or is it going to be like one or two people they're going to have to snitch on and say, okay, it was him who shot, it was them two who shot. I
Mhm.
was just in the back chilling. I saw Officer ABCDEFG.
Mhm.
I could hit on your end,
Oh, sorry.
the
Yeah.
background. Okay. Um. Oh God, I got lost with my point. But anyway, I think that's probably one of the reasons too. They don't have any footage.
Mhm.
So because there's no footage, it's gonna be a little tough to sit here and figure out who is gonna be accountable with Brianna. Even though it
Okay.
still should not delay it, but there's no footage and there's no, you know what I mean?
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess my next question to you is, even if there was footage, and even if they were, that all of them were arrested and charged, and let's just say they were all found guilty, do you agree with the death penalty? I do see someone, I think that was Capital City on Instagram, say I'm
Uh-huh.
all for the death penalty, an eye for an eye. And I know everyone doesn't necessarily feel that way, or some people have an issue with the death penalty. I just wanted to know how you feel about it.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? When it comes to the police officer getting a death penalty, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like why should we be so quick to forgive when um I I'm sorry, I'm getting thrown off on your end. I can hear like the background or something.
Okay, one moment. Fellas, I'm gonna need y'all to turn that down, please.
Sorry, you guys. We have some guests in the background
Some little
tonight,
kiddos in the background.
so it's kind of throwing me off a little bit.
Guys. Turn it down, please. Thank you. Okay. Go ahead.
But no, I just feel like I think I can hear myself on your end too. Odd reason. Maybe this is too loud.
Okay, now go ahead.
Okay. All right, here we go. We're getting this together. What I was gonna say, child. Oh, the death penalty.
Death penalty. Yeah.
Harsh? I don't think it's too harsh because they don't never think it's too harsh to kill us, right? And I think we are conditioned. Like, do we have some type of white privilege on us to say, you know what, maybe he shouldn't be deserved to be in a death penalty, or maybe he shouldn't be deserved to go to life? And I mean, if they can take our life, like, why is it that we should be so forgivable that justice cannot be served for this man's life? You know what I mean? And not only that, this particular officer already had different counts noted that he was having issues and complaints on him regardless. You know what I mean? So if it wasn't going to be him, maybe it could have been somebody else. You know what I mean? So I just feel like we cannot shy away and be like, oh, well, maybe they don't deserve it. You know, let's forgive this police officer. And it's like, when are we going to get all these forgiving these police officers? We already forgave the woman in Texas who went in that man's house and killed him, talking about she went to the wrong house. Now we have forgave that officer, right? We forgave that female officer, which was last year. I forgot her name. And the family was like, we forgive the officer because we feel like she really did walk in the wrong house and she thought somebody was in her house, whatever the case is. But I just feel like we cannot let up and say we feel bad that he's going to jail for life because whatever. No, they don't never feel bad about thinking twice about shooting us and killing our men. Like, how many more of our Black men have to be killed for us to wake up and say, no, they deserve it? How many more men have to be killed? Like, I'm sick of our men being killed because that is also contributing. We already have a lot of men already in prison. We have already of our men in jail. We already have our men already taken away from the families, taken away from these women. And then now we have these, you know, they're being killed too. On top of all of that, it's like depleting our men who are part of the process of creating Black babies.
Yeah.
Can't just be solely left on us. Oh yeah, Amber Geiger was her name. Amber Geiger. We forgave her. You know what I mean? Like, no more. Unfortunately, he has to be right now the little poster child for it, and hopefully it goes on to the other officers as well, because the other officers haven't got their everything finalized either. Even when it comes to George Floyd, like, their stuff is not even done. You know what I mean? So I want to shout out to Atlanta. Atlanta did this thing real quick and swift, and this is how it should be. I don't care if you're an officer or not. But
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? You got to think twice. Like, you could have done so many other things. Like, the man wasn't even drinking and driving. The man was parked in the car. Why should he have had to blow anything? Why he couldn't say, you know what, sir? You want to call an Uber? You're a little bit buzzed. You want to take this time to call because you're not driving, you're parked. So do you want to take this time to call an Uber, or can you call a friend to come pick up your car? You know, call a friend. If not, it would be told, but get an Uber, go home. Your car may not be here in the morning because, you know, you're on private property, but take an Uber, go home. Call a friend. We'll be here to your friend. You know, you got 30 minutes to get your friend, somebody to come pick up your car. Like, anything.
Yeah.
Besides telling him and cutting him off when he's trying to explain on why he was at Wendy's trying to get food and all of this stuff, just cut him off and trying to get to the point of, let me go ahead. Do you want to take a blow test? And the man's so nervous, as our Black men are right now. I don't want to refuse anything. That's what he said. I don't want to refuse anything. So sure, I'll take the test. He didn't have to. He wasn't drinking and driving. He wasn't on the road. He was parked. So that shouldn't even happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just feel like these police officers need to be part of the army. They are in the wrong position to be fighting for America. They need to go in the army and go cross seas and fight for whatever freedom they need them to fight for, because you're fighting us and we're under the same flag with you. You know what I mean? Like, we are trying to be Americans too. And if you don't want to approach us respectfully, you gotta go to jail for that.
They don't. I wouldn't say they necessarily think that they have to respect you. I think that they think that it's the other way around. You know, I have the badge, I have the authority.
Yeah, they have the power.
You respect me, and exactly. And I have the power. And the moment you start to even look like you're going to go against that or question me, it becomes a problem. And then they start the intimidation, and then that's where it becomes an issue. Because as we all know, or as we Black women know, our men do not like being or feeling like you're trying to intimidate. No, let's keep it. Keep it real.
No, that this is true.
They do not like that. Yeah. My husband does not like for you to think that you're going to be combative or come up against him or try to make him feel less than. You know, because it's like automatically okay, I'm puffing up the chest because I want you to know it ain't going down like that. But at the same time, you're forgetting that these are people who, in their minds, are extremely fearful, whether it's right or not, whether it's because of skin or not, or just because they just have a fearful spirit because of whatever they've seen as officers. It's not negating any of that, but that's irrelevant when, again, a simple man sitting in his vehicle,
sleep,
all you had to do was say, sir, you know, we're gonna give you a breathalyzer if you don't mind, you know. And if he was set to say no, okay, well, then guess what? We will assist you. We will follow you to make sure that you get home safely, or something. Like, why did it have to turn into a man falling asleep for a little bit or going to sleep just to be able to, you know, to
buzz it off?
To go ahead and let it wear off. To now he's asleep forever, and you made that decision. You know what I'm saying? It's foul. It's foul. But I will say, death penalty, I do not agree with for anybody. And I know that's a lot of people always tell me, or when I say that, a lot of people are always like, well, how are you gonna say that? Because, you know, if somebody did that to your family, you would want them to have to suffer the same consequences. And I would hope and pray that I would not want that, because for me, I just feel like it's just like it's not their job to decide whether you live or die. It's not my job to decide whether you live or die. Yeah, that's just for me. I would prefer. I feel like it's worse off to know that for the rest of your days you will never go outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll never have your freedom ever again. So that same freedom you took and that same life you took, you'll never have it, and you have to sit there and live with that for the rest of your life. To me, that's more punishment than to say,
I agree.
Let's just end it right here. You know,
I agree. I agree with you, because I don't think death penalty is needed, but you going to jail for life, I'm cool with that.
I'm 100% cool with that.
Because if one of our Black men was to shoot a regular degular white man, he's going to jail for life. Yeah. If he was to, well, back in the days, if you was to rape somebody who was white, supposedly, or touch a white woman, supposedly, you know what I mean, you were going to jail for life. Yes. So if you're going to take our lives, you're going to have to go to jail for life. You know what I mean? The death penalty, I don't really agree too much with the death penalty, only because I feel like, don't just throw them and kill them with no injection. Like, my thing is, can we use them for I said this before on the podcast, can we use them for research? We need an HIV cure. We need cancer to be cured. We need a lot of stuff to be cured, and we need bodies to be used. Use them. Don't just throw they up. Hello.
Okay. Oh, I remember you did. Yes, you did say that on a podcast.
I said this before, right? Yes. Like, what is the point of injecting them with something and having their body like die? Like, use they behind for research. We need research. Have them be part of. We need cells. We need everything for these. So many things that we can do. So many diseases. A whole bunch of stuff. we need you. We need you.
Hmm.
So don't throw them away on an electric chair. Don't be putting it in their veins. Let's put some other stuff in their veins. We need some cures. So I don't agree with death penalty, but I'm with you on going to jail for life. Again, back to this guy. I just feel like I said, there was so many things that could have happened out of this. You know, like if we can go in a public bathroom and not patron the place, what is it the difference between parking
Yeah.
in a public parking lot when I know I need to take a rest? Like you said earlier, you was like, if you're driving, you'll pull over. You know what I mean? And
I've
take a
done
little
it
nap.
numerous times.
I've done that many
Numerous.
times driving from Atlanta coming down to Miami, or driving from Tallahassee coming to Miami. If I have to pull over, I'm going to pull over somewhere in a public place so nobody won't
Where
give
I
me
feel safe.
where I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
safe. You know what I mean? Not down on a little dusty little road. You know what I mean? So what's the difference between me going to the bathroom and me sitting in your parking lot? Like that was another thing too. And I just felt like, I understand Wendy's position on calling because they didn't know, but the police should have just did better. Call your friend. Like this white lady on Twitter, she was like real quick to sum this conversation up. This white lady on Twitter was like, she does not have a record at all, but from the ages of 14 to like 20 something, there was many occasions where she got in front of the police and the police let her go on so many times on so many things, and the white people call it mistakes. They don't call it an issue. They're like, oh, you just made a mistake.
You made a mistake. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you drinking and driving. It's okay. We'll drop you off. You just made a
Yeah.
mistake. Okay. But when we do stuff like that, it's not considered a mistake.
No.
You know, like boys can't be, like the phrase that say boys got to be boys, but black boys can't just be boys like white boys could just be boys.
Not at
They
all.
can't go out and do what boys do. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just anyway. Rayshard, I'm just happy things are going great for him, and his justice is being served and all of that. But yeah.
I just hope in the end that's exactly what happens, that justice is served. Because, a lot of
Yeah.
times, though they get charged,
It
a
still
lot of
has
times it
to go
doesn't
through
end up in
jail.
our favor. And I'm just praying that all of this will start to, will start to make some changes where people
Yeah.
realize that they just can't do whatever they want to do because they wear a badge, period.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is not 1910. This is not 1890. Not even 18. This is not 1700s. Like, y'all are not out here catching no slaves. Like, why are y'all treating us like we are the enemy of the state? You can't even approach us like you are so fragile. Like, we can't even say, hey, go have a seat without you feeling like we really finna kill you. Like,
Yeah.
words are that powerful to the white police. Like, y'all have to, like, they need more training. They need more hours. They need, I feel like they say the hairstylist has to take more hours to get their license than the police have to become a police officer. And that's ridiculous. For a barber and a hairstylist takes more hours to get a license than a police officer.
Okay, I see.
You know what I mean?
Let's see. Maj 80s baby on Instagram says Black people need to know their rights. 100% agree with that. I know we said that on our last week on our podcast.
Yeah.
And let's see. And Jason on YouTube. Hey, Jason, y'all have a good point. I never looked at it like that. I see that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what these conversations are for. Honestly, guys, these
Exactly.
conversations. This is why these conversations are so necessary. We have to talk about these things because a lot of times I think that we are so stuck in our own point of view that we tend to forget that there are other ways to look at stuff,
Yeah.
and that's why these conversations are just so vital and so important for you to show empathy to everyone's kind of plight, but understand the big picture.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
and that takes us to our next topic, actually.
Yes.
The movies that we have watched recently. Okay, we're gonna revisit this
Right.
again. So because I've had more time, I have spent more time looking for shows that have more of a Black cast involved,
Okay.
shows that have Black directors, whether it's Netflix or just on TV or whatever. It really doesn't matter. But on Netflix in particular, I'm like
Yeah,
made it
Netflix
a point
killing
to
it.
go through every single show that has like starring Black cast members. And
Right.
the show that I watched last night, now I may be late, but no one told me about The American Son. Nobody. And I don't know how I've
I
been
ain't
on
know about.
Instagram like almost every day and not
Haven't
heard
seen
or
it.
seen anyone talk about this movie. Like, it's a Netflix original. It's starring Kerry Washington, and it literally has 4 actors in the entire movie. But when I tell you, I was like, don't turn away, don't blink. You don't want to get up to go to the bathroom because you don't want to miss what's about to happen. Like, it
Yeah,
was amazing and so true to what's happening to us
right
right
now.
now in this country. Especially, again, we don't have children yet. Me and Miami do not have children yet, and
Yet, Jesus,
pray
come
to
on,
one
husband.
day have them.
I'm ready to have these
But
4 babies.
oh my
But go
gosh,
ahead.
calling out numbers, Lord. But
Okay, 2,
but
3.
we definitely, like, these are things to think of. And I promise, last night I did not sleep well at all. I kept waking up like, why am I just not settled? Like, why is I'm having a hard time just relaxing? And that just made me
See,
start thinking about my brothers, my cousins, my little nephews that are here right now. Like, just made me think about, oh my God, every time they step out the door, they could possibly, not come back, because these are the kinds of things that we face. And I know a
mm,
lot of times people don't understand, or they feel like they don't understand, and we're making excuses, and we have the same. No, it is not the
yeah,
same. It is not the same, because I know that when a police officer drives past my car or gets behind me, I'm immediately like, okay, don't don't make no weird
it's
movements. Don't,
crazy.
like, why? And I shouldn't
It's
feel
like,
like
are
that.
we in the 80s, bro? Like the 70s, like the 60s, the 50s. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off. It's just,
No,
I'm
no,
just
go
getting,
ahead.
I'm sick of us having a fear of having people that's supposed to protect and serve us
Yeah.
are now almost like we are at war. Like
Yeah.
every time you get behind us, like it's like, oh my God, they're gonna come over here and they want to start something. They want to throw us in jail because they want to hit their little thing they're supposed their quota. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why they even have quotas anyway? If you're supposed to be the police, like you're supposed to help us when we need you to help us. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Not to just start something to kill us and to throw us in jail and hop on us and get on our backs and put us
Yeah.
in. It's just I'm just they are such thugs. They are the thugs. They are the savages, and I'm just sick of it. And no, it's not
Yeah.
everybody, but I don't care. It's
It's too
I'm
many of
sorry.
them. It may
It's
not be
too
all of them, but
many.
it's too many of them, and that's the point.
Yeah,
Um,
but go ahead,
Again,
girl.
like you like you said, barbers and cosmetologists are spending way more hours getting their license, and it's taking you way less time to become a cop, but you're allowed to carry a weapon and uphold authority and justice and all that, and laws and stuff. It just doesn't make sense. It
Oh,
doesn't
because
make
you're a
sense
slave.
at all.
You act like you're a slave catcher. Like this is
Yeah.
not back then. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to go hunt us down and bring us in. And what are you doing out here? Tell us why. And if I was white, you wouldn't even ask me that stuff. You know what I mean? Like if I was a white woman versus a black woman, like I
Hmm.
can't even say nothing back to you. Like a white woman could go off on you, and you're like, okay, relax,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
calm
But
down.
it's
Yeah.
like you're being too hostile. You know what I mean? Like no, like if a white woman was to do it. You know what I mean? Like I'm just sick of the comparisons. I guess that's just me being honest right now. Like I'm just so sick of it, and I understand that's our reality. But sometimes I have to just say it out of my mouth. I'm sick. I'm sick and tired of them. Like I'm
Yeah.
done with them. Like go join the army, bro. Like if you want to go kill and hunt, go join the army. They need y'all. And maybe
Yeah.
our army need to be full of white men who are scared of people. So that way, when we go into a war, we know we're going to win because they are very trigger happy. I don't know. That's just how I feel. And I'm getting
It's
aggravated even
it's
talking about
it's
these two.
it's it's wild. It's crazy. But I would definitely say, just,
Yeah.
I recommend that everyone who has not seen The American Son on Netflix with Kerry Washington, please, please, please check it out. Let us know what you think about it in the comments. Even if you got to come back later and add comments, let us know how y'all think about it. Cause I've been
Yeah.
thinking about it all day, and that's just the
I'm
impact
ready to
that it's
go
had
watch
on
it
me.
now. I'm
Oh,
ready
I
to
can say
watch it. I
that.
may watch that tonight going into tomorrow. I guess the movie that I watched on Netflix this week was The Five Bloods, produced and directed by Spike Lee. There's Delroy in there, Chadwick. There's Clark Peters in there from Love Is. Oh, I love Clock Peters and Love Is. That was on. I'm so mad that show even went off. But anyway, it was good to see his face because I missed his face on Love Is. But
Okay.
Delroy, you know Delroy from like
I
Crooklyn,
think
like
it's Delroy. Yeah.
yeah. He did such a great job in his movie. Like this movie is not what you think about it when it comes to war. I know you was like, is it going to be all about war? And it's like
Yeah,
it's totally the opposite of what you guys are thinking. But what I didn't realize, which I did have not learned on my own, as just as a Black person, um, I'm sorry, I'm getting thrown off.
What you didn't realize as a Black person?
Realize as a Black person to educate myself when it came to the Vietnam War and the time around that, right? And what happened around the Vietnam War and how they took all of our Black men and told them they had to go fight. You know what I mean? You had to go over there. And this is the same time when Muhammad Ali was like, I'm not going over there. Like, no, I'm not going over there. You know what I mean? Then at the same time, this is when Martin Luther King got shot. Like, it was all of that happening at the same time. And then when these men came, this is just regular history. When these men came back from fighting the war, they did not be received as soldiers who went out and fought for us. They were still Black Negroes when they got back. They didn't have no fight. Like they went over there and risked their lives, and we lost a lot of our Black men in the war. You know what I mean? And not only that, I didn't realize that was the time when Vietnam and Asians, that whole race of people, saw us in a negative light because of how they put our Black men on Front Street as the killers, right? And then the white troops over there gave the Asians the N-word to call us the N-word. That's how they knew that we were a N-word. They told them how negative we were, even though they forced our men to fight. Because if you didn't fight, you was going to jail. You was going to jail, right? Yeah. It was like, go over there and fight. When you go over there and fight, we're going to dog you out in front of these Asians. Like, what? Like, why would y'all even do that? And so when we leave, the Asians, the Vietnamese, the whole Asian race looked at us so dirty. It was like they took racism over there while we were supposed to be fighting for our own country. Like, I didn't know that. And I'm just learning that myself just watching this movie. And again, that's just something I need to dig more to and learn for myself now. And not just depend on school. You know, and this is why school needs to be updated when it comes to history.
Guys, quiet up there. Sorry, everyone. Children, what can I say? Okay.
So yeah.
Trey, go in the room with that.
Hey everybody, joining in on Instagram. We are talking about our movies right now, and YouTube and everybody. We're talking about the movies on Netflix that we watch, which are now in the current times. So Shay talked about the one that she has just recently seen.
Gotta check it out.
Yes, which was American Son, which I need to now go watch. And I'm talking about the Five Bloods by Spike Lee, which
I need to go watch.
That she has to go watch, which was amazing, of history. It was just a piece of history book along with a little piece of movie. So, but again, it's not a war movie. Just letting y'all know that. I'm just leaving it at that.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I thought, and I normally shy away from those.
Totally
I was still gonna watch it. I just kind of kept pushing it
so
off.
Good.
Okay.
It's so good. And last point I want to add for the movie was you realize what some of our Black men came back with. In the things that they dealt with and probably had to face over there, and they came back home with those same issues. And I won't give the movie away, but you realize one of the characters, you're like, dang, like they had to, like, what if that really happened while he was over there? Basically, our grandparents, you know what I mean, our granddads, and he comes back and he has to deal with that situation this whole time. You know what I mean? And come to find out, it was that. and they get close. You know what I mean? Like the movie was so good. So if you guys have time, please go to Netflix and watch both of the movies. If you have a movie that you have watched and you want to give us something in the comments, go ahead and put it in the comments so that we could go ahead and check it out and maybe have an update for you guys next week. So, anywho,
yes, I'll definitely make sure that I check that out.
And I'm definitely gonna check yours out. So our next topic for tonight, you guys, is big brands having an issue with Black Lives Matter. And one of the brands is Starbucks. And I am a gold card. I am a gold card member. I've been a gold card member forever. Like, I've been a Starbucks customer. All my friends know I am a Starbucks junkie. You know what I mean?
Because she know her order to the T. You don't mess her order up, okay? Do not mess her order up.
I have been a Starbucks fan, junkie, fiend, basehead for a long time. And I forgave them last year when the black boys and black men went in there. Black men actually went in the store and had an issue because of the white person behind the counter felt like, once again, want to use their little Karen privilege and call the police. And look what happened. You know what I mean? So I forgave them because they took action right away. They said she does not represent the entire brand of Starbucks. And I said, you know what? You're right. Because just because there's one racist in one store does not represent the people that I see every day at Starbucks. You know what I mean? So, you know what, Starbucks? Okay, cool. I'm gonna boycott you for I think I boycotted them for maybe like 2 months. And I went out to the locals and I gave the locals. I actually stumbled upon this one coffee shop, which I actually love. So I went out and found me other places to go spend my money. And then they had like this nationwide shutdown. You remember that?
Yes.
They shut down their store. It's never had happened before. They shut down their stores to have to talk about that situation. Okay, so I forgave y'all. I kept it moving. You know, like I kept it moving, and you know, I continue to have my money with them. I continue to be a gold card member. I continue to get my points up. I continue to get my teas. I mean, I was again Starbucks basehead. You feel me?
Yeah.
This time it's different because this is coming from headquarters. This is coming from the top. This is not just no little racist person in a store here and there trickled around. This is the people who is over the entire company. For you to trickle down from the head down and tell the rest of everybody down, you ain't wearing no Black Lives Matter anything. Don't you dare come in the store when you come to work. Don't you dare have nothing. Don't have no button. Don't have no nothing. Don't have no anything. Seriously, because I feel like you guys would support, like I'm all for gay rights and I'm all for people being people and being treated as people and not of who they are and what they do or what they identify with. Like I'm all for that. But if you can give gay rights an open floor community of having gift card, because I'm always in there, so I know what's in there. The gift card, the cup, the everything. And when somebody is in there trying to silently protest about Black lives actually matter and we're having an issue within our community, you tell them, no, we okay with that. If you're Black and gay, we're cool with that. But if you're just talking about Black, period, nah, it's a no. Starbucks hit me and I was done. And for them to come back and say, you know what, we're sorry. Okay, we're going to create things for you to wear. You just can't wear what you want to wear. We'll give you a little button and we'll give you a little shirt to wear. Now, don't say nothing else. That's how I took it. Like, don't say nothing else. We're going to create things for you. Are you serious? Me as a Patreon, as a little base head, as a whatever, I'm done. Because you're not going to tell our people who actually is working in there, which are Black, you're not going to tell them you can't come in here and maybe have like a Black Lives Matter. I don't know anything.
You can't come in here and pull a Kaepernick, basically.
Yeah, I'll tell you how to kneel. Yeah, I'll tell you how to kneel, but you're not going to come in here and kneel the way you want to kneel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I took offense to that, and I said, you know what, headquarters of Starbucks, not this ain't just Karen, trickles of Karen all over the place. This is coming from the head, and this is how y'all have to sleep on this to come back the next day and say, you know what, we're sorry. You could do Black Lives Matter, but our way. We're not black, but our way. We didn't agree yesterday with it, but today we agree because we feel like we're going to lose people in our stocks because their stocks went down. So as of today, as of that day, I haven't been to Starbucks. I'm cool with it. I have to just share my money, and it hurts me to my little heart because I was a real just like I quit the Dolphins. You know how hard that was to quit the Dolphins?
Yes, it was.
I am a Miami Dolphin head, and if I could quit the NFL, I could quit you too. I'm not that much of a base head now. You're not going to have no control over me.
Yeah,
I don't bow down to anything except it's for Jesus and God. If it ain't by God, the Spirit, Jesus, honey, you're not an idol. I would not bow down to anything.
Everybody don't have that though. Everybody don't have that. Or there are a lot of people out here who are, are for the Black Lives Matter movement and doing certain things to show that their support. But when it comes to truly, I don't think they truly understand what supporting really means. Like, it means giving up certain things. Like, I'm no longer buying tickets. I'm no longer even turning to that channel. I'm not giving you ad time. I'm not watching no ads.
I'm not giving you my time.
I'm not giving you my time. I'm not giving you nothing. There is no interest because you don't understand that you don't care about me as a person. So why do I care about what you are broadcasting? No, sir. And no, ma'am.
Yeah.
So,
that's how I feel about it. But it's like our ancestors did it so beautifully. Like when they boycotted the buses, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Almost a year they boycotted and walked, bro.
Almost a year. Yes.
It took them miles and hours to get to where they wanted to do. But you know what? They was like, no, we got to fight for our people. What you
got Mr. Days Off 80 on Instagram said, I saw you scratch your neck just now. You fiending right now, ain't you? You want that Starbucks?
No, I'm done. I'm done. Well, I don't know. I mean, I have good I have good discipline in a lot of areas. So that I'm cool with that. So Starbucks is back there.
This everything that's going on right now and really supporting this movement has truly made you. It tests what you feel like you are actually capable to do, because a lot of people don't have that kind of willpower, I should say, to just be like, yeah, I'm not doing that no more. I'm not going to a game. I'm not watching this. I'm not supporting this company. Like, I've been looking for companies like, so who's supporting Trump? Because I won't be going to none of them. This like hurt my heart that I heard Waffle House. Oh, honey, I can't go to you no more. You know how much I go there? I can't go to you no more. True. I can't go to McDonald's. I can't do none of y'all. I can't do Wendy's. I can't do none of y'all. I just gotta find and eat in my own house.
It's coming from the head.
Yeah.
It's coming from the head. It's not the franchisees. It's coming from the brand name, the people that can change the color of the logo tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, that's where it's coming from, and that's what they stand for. So if that's what they stand for, why do I have to be a slave and work my butt off and give you every dollar that I work my butt off for? I don't have to do that. So what am I? I'm a slave now to you?
Yep.
Why? Because you have something that's supposed to be so Americanized, and America is not even Americanized themselves because nobody has justice. Like I would not be a slave to anybody. I would not.
Period. Yeah, but I think people, until you say it like that, I don't people understand that that's exactly what it is. When you say you can't give up this because
why?
You just like, no, you can give up anything that you want to give up, and you understand there's a bigger purpose. You can give up anything. Yeah, especially something that's not doing you no good and ain't benefiting you at all.
Because you're giving away. Like, I still don't understand how people. This is why our people are here today in 2020, and we didn't nip this in the bud years ago, because we cannot stand together. This is not to bash our people. It's just to wake us up. Because why can't we stand together as a whole? Why is it like 10 different troops of Black people who say we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, no? Why can't we come together as a collective? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
And do something. Again, to go back to before we got interrupted about the bus,
The boycott and the bus.
yeah, the boycotting the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Our people back then showed up and they showed out.
They
You
showed
didn't find
solidarity. Yeah.
You didn't find not one black person on no bus back then. And they had been boycotting for almost a year, bro. A whole year. Black people collectively in that town said, we're not getting on no bus. You won't find a picture of us on no bus. And guess what? You can't find not one picture of a black man on a bus or a black woman on that bus because they came together and said, no, we can't do that today because we're such involved in slavery. And people don't even know. I had a conversation with my friend Isha the other day, and I said, we are now slaves to brands. They get our influencers, they get our top people up there, right?
Yeah.
And they said, hey, for example, I don't know these big, I'm just say Boo Boo, because I don't know no names right now. I don't want to give out anything that I don't know. Boo Boo the Fool has endorsed one of our top athletes, or our top musicians, or our top people who are considered in entertainment huge. They have endorsed them, have gave them millions of dollars over the years to promote their brand. They are now enslaved to Boo Boo the Fool because now either you're going to give them back their money because they said, you know what, we don't think you should say anything about this, what's going on right now. You know, you represent our brand now, so we don't think you should.
Yeah, we think you should just stay off that topic.
Yeah,
basically,
stay off that topic because you know we give you a check every month, and that's not, you know. So now we enslaved to our jobs. We can't say nothing about nothing because I just feel like our ancestors did such a good job as unity, and I know they didn't get as much money as people may think, but it comes down to the integrity, and I feel like we have to come together more, and that's all I got to say about it. And if they can do it for almost a year, boycotting a bus and walk miles and hours together, and not just black people, white people did the same thing too. Why can't we boycott simple things? We can't even boycott the NFL because people they just want to spend their money with the NFL. Like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to spend my money. I'm going to spend my time. I'm just going to give the NFL my money. Like, basically, like, if I had some money, here you go, NFL. I know you said forget black people, but here you go. Here go my money. It's such slavery. Like, why would I be enslaved to that? I just personally don't. I just can't. So that's why Starbucks got to go. I'm cool. I find somebody else until they get their life together. If they don't, too bad.
Too bad. So sad.
That's so sad. But I can't be no slave to nothing. I'm sorry. It's just not worth it to me. And
I definitely agree. But let's go ahead and move on.
Thank you, girl, because you know I get hot by these topics, girl.
Okay, so I know at one point when the boycotts and the riots and the marching and all that stuff started happening, a lot of people started saying, you know, should we create some kind of flag or symbol that goes in the windows of like black businesses so that people don't destroy like the movement, people involved in the movement, or even people that are there with ill intentions. Hopefully they don't destroy the businesses that we're actually fighting for, that we're actually marching for. So our question to you guys, to podcasters, Instagram, IG, all of you, creating a flag or a symbol for a black business, do you think that that's necessary? Almost like the bat sign. Batman had a sign, so when you called it, everybody knew. Should we have like a symbol that you think should, I guess, let people know this is a black-owned business, so you should patronize, or this is a black-owned business, so you don't want to come messing with us because we know this is who we're supposed to be fighting for. Do you think it's a good idea in the big scheme of things?
Right. I mean, for me, I think creating a flag for black people, period, would be great. Again, right now, we thought our flag should be United States of America flag, the USA flag, the red, white, and blue. But right now, the red, white, and blue does not represent all of, us as a whole. So to have our own little flag, because again, we don't have a tradition. We're the only black people in America. That's why I don't consider myself African American, because I'm not African American. I'm Black American. Like I don't have any roots to Africa that I can trace back, or I have not been told that. So I can't say I'm African American. I'm Black American because I can't go where I came from. Where I'm gonna go? What village I'm gonna go to? I don't know nobody over there. So I feel like white people and black people are supposed to be as close as possible because we're supposed to be the true Americans right now because we don't have history. We don't have culture like the Haitian Americans do, like the Asian Americans do, like the Jamaican Americans do, like any other culture outside of black and white. They all have places to go back to and have family there actually in history. We don't. You know what I mean? So a black flag would just be dope just to have until we become equal with America.
Okay.
And that's our history. You know what I mean? We have to create our own. We're creating our own culture anyway. But when it comes to black businesses, I agree with Tory. Tory said that the artist, what's his name? Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez, yeah.
Yeah, he said having some type of symbolization for a black businesses so they won't be like messed up. But I think now they're getting better with not vandalizing businesses anymore. I think that was like a beginning stage.
In the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, and I think everybody kind of woke up from that. But just having it anyway would just still be dope.
Okay.
I think there's nothing wrong with a symbol saying, so that way So Trill Talk TV said, nah, Indians are true Americans. Agreed, because some black people were actually Indians as well. So all black people are not only from Africa. Some of us are actually were embedded inside of an Indian culture.
Okay, so we have a comment on Instagram. Ladies love Cool John. I don't think it needs to be known you're a black business because y'all a business. Okay, so you don't think it's necessary that there be any kind of symbol or anything. Okay. I don't, you know what? I don't know how I necessarily feel about the symbol. I don't think that it's a necessity. I don't necessarily think that it would be a bad thing either. I think that is good because again, there's been so many products, just like I learned today, there's been so many products that I've used that I thought was black owned. And coming to find out, ain't nobody black in corporate, okay? Not a single person. So no, seriously, like I'm looking at stuff like they were showing like especially hair care products. My God. Okay. If you truly look up a lot of these brands that are geared and marketed to us, that CEO ain't black.
It's marketed
Nobody
to us.
making anything in there is us. Okay. We might be the head of diversity, the position or whatever to make sure there's some of us sprinkled in there, but we are not execs. And we are not making any of those decisions, and that is not our brand. So what this has forced me to do is truly start, every time I'm picking up something, who made this? Oh, when I'm going to choose something to eat, yeah, I could probably go to this black-owned spot I know down the street. Like, it just, I'm making more of a conscious effort, and for that reason, I think that it would be good to, like, be able to have some kind of symbol that makes it aware that this is a black-owned establishment. But I don't know. I don't know how I necessarily
I don't think
feel
it's not
about
like needed, but
no, it's not like a necessity. But I feel like it would be nice. Like it could be a nice thing to have.
Know. Yeah. Right. So that way you don't have to Google every party. Like the person who got that symbol actually had to get it, but then now you're gonna have to search to make sure nobody can counterfeit in the symbol. There's gonna be a lot of that type of stuff. Yeah. So anyway, but it just makes you realize like we have to have our dollars back into our community as well. And we can't just always spend outside, because if we're not funding our own, we're gonna always be dependent on them. And if we're always dependent on them, that means they always direct everything that we do.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we're not creating jobs and opportunities within our own communities. We're always we're gonna just keep doing this circle every time. Yeah,
and we have to try to stop that. And it's just we have so much work to do just as a people, as a culture. Period. Like and it's gonna take a lot of us. It's gonna take time. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's not gonna be in the microwave and you press 3 minutes and boom, it's done. You know what I mean? It's not gonna happen like that. I would love it to happen like that, but of course,
me too.
Like that.
Me too.
We just got to be more conscious, I guess, and just try. That's all we can do is just try piece by piece.
This poet, he cool on IG says word of mouth has to be the engine.
Yeah.
And for now, it most certainly is. And I know I'm constantly
You know
asking
what?
people like, "Whoa, do you
That's
know this?"
good.
Like the other day, I was looking for like undergarments, and I'm like, I'm in my mind, I'm getting in my car about to go to like Target and just try to grab something real quick, and I'm like, hold on, I am not spending my money over there. I'm about to go online and find me a black owned like lingerie business or something. Like I know they're out here. I'm as much as I'm on Instagram, I know they on here, and I
Yeah, they
found a
got them.
couple. So I think it's just about being more,
Conscious
yeah, just
and
making the
creating a
effort
new
and making that
habit.
your first choice and not your last.
Yeah. Yeah. I like what Creative Vibes Massage said on IG. He said, you can never overcome an enemy that you depend on for your survival.
Survival. Amen to
Again,
that.
it sucks to even say that because again, we're supposed to, I think the reason why we depend on big businesses which are funded by white America is because we truly thought that, well, not truly thought, but we're trying to become one as America when it comes to black and white. So it shouldn't even be, we shouldn't be trying to segregate everything anyway. It should just be chilling. We should
Yeah.
just, you know what I mean? But now it makes us think like, even if we was to say, you know what, forget you, we still have to go find a job.
Yeah.
Like our Starbucks, like the Starbucks people, they still have to work for Starbucks.
Yeah.
They still need their benefits. But me as a consumer, I don't have to give them my
I don't
money.
have
But
to, yeah, yeah.
our people still have to have a job. You know what I mean? Like we're still caught up in it some type of way. We're not solely dependent on our own. And I think that's a big reality check that we all realize that that's why it's so deep because we are dependent on it.
Vincent
You know,
Conway says, go get the Buy Black app. I definitely will.
yeah.
I most certainly will.
But I would just like it to just be a place where we could just all come on. What was the saying? Can we all just get
Can we
along?
all just get
Like Martin
along?
been saying this since the 90s. Like, can we all just get along? Like, can we just not even talking about black business, white business? Can everybody just function right so that we could just go with the products that we just actually enjoy? But we can't because y'all supporting the foolishness. Okay, so moving on.
It could all be so simple. Lord Hill.
Yeah,
Oh, girl. Anywho,
they were
moving on
back
from
on
that, let's
the
go
LAR,
ahead and
so
move on from that topic. But we did want to hear what y'all had to say about that. So thank you for
yeah,
everyone who made any comments. And again, thank everyone who has joined tonight. You know, we
yeah.
appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all continue to y'all hit the like and subscribe. Don't forget, just because y'all on here, you know, we still watching. Hit that like button, honey. Subscribe, notification bell, all that good
Oh,
jazz.
Instagram about to cut off, but our last topic for the night, Instagram. I'm sorry if you want to come over and join us on YouTube real quick as we go ahead and wrap up this last comment for the night is why do we easily cancel each other as black people? Why do we easily cancel our own, even though they do mess up? But do we give other businesses and other races so many chances, but we can't give our own chances? So that's a deep conversation we're about to try to like touch on and maybe come back next week with this and the rest because our hour is up. Kind of crazy that our hour is up. We had a couple of more things to talk about, which we still can on YouTube. But I don't know how you feel real quick, Shay.
Real quick, I definitely think that we do. I think that we put a lot of we give a lot of other businesses, a lot of other people, a lot of tries. Like you know how many times you know how many times McDonald's or whoever done messed up my order and I get mad every time and turn around and go right back. But then if I go to a black business and I don't like what you did the first time, I might try you a second time. If you don't act right the second time, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Like you hear that a lot, and we definitely do that a lot. I would say that as people. I don't think there's anything wrong with holding ourselves to a high standard because we should.
Yeah.
We should expect high from each other. I expect certain, and I think that maybe that's what it is. I think we just expect
Yeah.
more from our people. I don't expect handouts, but I do expect professionalism. I do expect professionalism. I do. I'm not even gonna lie. I do expect professionalism, and
Yeah.
I expect for people to, if I any establishment I go to, I just expect a certain level of professionalism. And I know we've talked about this in a previous live before, but is it fair? No, it's not fair. But life ain't fair, and it is what it is. I think that we should be a little easier on each other, and instead of being so quick to write each other off or write off
Right.
our businesses, I think there's a way to do anything. There's a way to be like, you know what? Let me maybe write a letter to the let me write a letter to the CEO. Let me speak to the manager, and not only in a come. I need you to come fix it. We gotta talk because this some book. Like I don't. There's a way to do it. Address it in a way that you'd want to be addressed. Let
Right.
them know that you're unhappy with their service and why, and you want to continue to be a patron of their business. But no one should have to be subjected to poor service. Nobody should have to be subjected to just bad customer service, period. Nobody.
Yeah.
And again, it happens. Everything's not going to be perfect, and no business is perfect. But we should, just like we expect more from others, we should expect the same from ourselves. And I'll just leave it there.
Agreed. And I think that's what one of the comments was we just hold ourselves to a higher we expect more from each other. And I think that's one of the reasons that we give up so easy, because we're like, come on, man, you should know better than that. You know what I mean? And I think that's an issue. That's something that comes up, like, come on, man, like you shouldn't be making no mistakes like that. I guess that's what one of our last topics, one of the last questions was, comments that this poet he cool basically posted before it cut off. But I'm with you. Like, if we can give the McDonald's and the everybody, because I gave them a chance last year. Just anybody.
Just for example, okay, recently, the whole thing with B. Simone and her supposedly, having a lot of plagiarized things inside of her book that were supposedly taken from other content creators that created their books, and supposedly it was like things that were almost like word for word or word for word. I haven't read her book, so I can't necessarily talk in depth on that, but that was the word on the street. And so they just went ham on her, like started calling her out of names, saying this is trash, that's trash, I can't believe, doing all this. Oh, I'll never support you. Like, it is just, and then you start talking about her makeup. Now, her makeup was never an issue. I ain't never heard no bad or terrible things about her makeup brand. Now all of a sudden your lip gloss ain't shiny enough and all this, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
yeah,
and it's us doing it. Like, really? Like, come on, y'all. Like, again, no one is perfect, and it doesn't excuse, if you did do something like that, it doesn't excuse that kind of behavior. But there's a way to go about things. Learn to uplift each other and to help us see the error in our ways. And again, we don't know if she actually put those things in her book. We don't know if her publishing company,
well, she said that
doing exactly. My whole point is we're so quick to say you did it, but we don't want people to do that to us.
Right.
Like, come on now. We know what that feels like. We shouldn't be doing it to each other. That's all I'm saying.
And it's deep. It's so deep. Like, it's so deep because, like she said, the team that she hired to help her, she said she never wrote a book. She don't know how to write no book. She said she got a team of people, but she still is the boss, and she still should have, I guess, made sure, but she want to take accountability because she's the boss of the whole thing. But she did get somebody else, another team of people, to put it together for her. And she said she apologized, but she would not blame it on them. She's going to blame it on her because she's the face. But she came out and said it the next day. She was just like, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I really, it was other people that I trusted to create this book for me, and they didn't do the way they should have done for her.
Yeah.
So
I feel terrible for her. I do. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel so bad for her, and I truly hope that that she gets that sorted, and that it doesn't mess up her glow up, because I feel like that she was doing. She was one where you can really kind of watch her. How can you uplift a thief? Now, how you gonna call a girl a thief? Do you know her personally? You do not. Don't
my thing is, if she's willing to give out money to those people who they stole from, if they could go ahead and settle out, I'm cool with that, because you have to pay.
I'm cool
You
with
got to
that
pay your
too.
price. You know what I mean?
I'm cool
Like,
with that
nobody
too.
should be out here plagiarizing other people's stuff. Like, don't be that. We learned that in college.
Agreed.
Not to do that. So
Agreed.
from people that you're hiring to write your books for, they're out here play. That says a lot about maybe the people that you're hiring. That maybe you need to go. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they wanted to set her up from day one, or maybe they just. I don't know. I have no idea.
Thank you, Ramon. Thank you. You know, I can't get on without the hoops. But no, I
But no,
definitely
I'm
think,
with you
again,
though.
there's a way to correct
To
people. There's a way to try to, let's not just write them off immediately. Again, especially if they
agree.
immediately come out and try to explain the situation, and it looks like they're trying to do something to correct it. It's not like she
Yeah.
was just like, oh, well, honey, it is what it is. Then that's a totally different conversation. But obviously she used someone that shouldn't have been doing anything with the book,
Doing
because
books.
that's what is that, rule 101? If you went to school, that's just a no.
You
So
cannot
either they were really
plagiarize.
trying, they really just didn't give a crap and was trying, and because I think that's blatant. Like, for something to come straight out of another person's book, do you really think that they weren't going to see that? I almost feel like it was a setup. But
I feel like it was. This is how I feel like it was kind of sort of like a setup, because the time it came out. It came out when the time she was talking about not date, which is for next week. We're going to talk about when she said about she doesn't want to date a man who has a 9 to 5. She wants to
yes,
date
and
an entrepreneur. And I think somebody in that camp
for that. Yeah.
I think somebody in camp was like, she don't want to date no 9 to 5s. Like, shoot, we 9 to 5s. Like, what is she trying to say? Let me show the world what type of entrepreneur she is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like she needs to dig deep in that and see if there is some Judases up in her place.
So look,
because Jesus even had to listen now.
I
dig deep. Because that don't make sense. Like, she had this book out. This wasn't her first time sending a book out. Like, she had been sent the book out before. This was her next shipment. And they just caught it during the week of her saying, I want an entrepreneur who understand I'm up to 3 a.m. working. It's like everybody, the joke was, oh, so what, you up to 3 a.m. copy and pasting people stuff? You know what I mean? Like, that was the joke.
Yeah.
So,
y'all
need to stop.
She didn't read her own book. You know what? You reading
she
your
probably
own book
did.
Doesn't mean that you went and you said, "Oh, this came out of somebody else's book." You don't know. If I didn't read that person's book, how would I know? Obviously, somebody saw it from someone else's book, and obviously they're an avid reader. And they said,
they saw it somewhere else because it was a
this
content
looks very
creator.
close to something else, and all it takes is for one person to do that, just one, not 12,000, just one.
Yep, and when that one happened,
catch fire when that person is someone who is well known. Like,
yeah, it sucks. Yeah, it sucks, but it's just like this was a wake up call thing. It was a learning lesson for everybody. We all know some people have to get scorned so everybody else can learn. So moving forward, I hope other people like her and her platform, of people who are just socialites, have done books like that or stuff like that and has sold it, knowing they have copied and pasted somebody. So I think this is going to open up a whole book of worms for other people as well. And I hope they just come out and say it first before the public says it to them.
Girl,
so
pray for her, mom. Pray for her, because I was sad to see her go kind of go through, get dogged the way she did when that happened.
We need to talk about this week and also next week.
Okay.
We're going to close with this tonight, you guys, but this is something we have to end tonight with, because I don't know, by the time we get ready to film for next Wednesday, I don't know how many more black men are going to be hung. So as of today, it has been a total of 4 that we know of within the last week and a half. So we have 2 grown men in California that was found. Over 18. And we had a man in Texas, and a young man, a teenager, which is found in Texas. So 2 in California, 2 in Texas, and this is just it's I just personally can't believe that it's 2020, and if they are being hung by others, that means they're kidnapping our men, taking them, killing them, and then hanging them. You know what I mean? Because I know he's gonna fight as much as he can before they pull him up on a rope and hang him. So I don't know what they're doing, but our black men now have to look forward to not being kidnapped so that they won't be hung. And I know this is the KKK little thing going on, trying to scare us so that we can simmer down and shut up, but it will not happen. Period. It's not like, that's not like, you've tried that since the 70s, 80s. You have killed so many of us. Like, we're not going to stop now. Like, if you want to hang,
all this is it's a scare tactic. It's an intimidation tactic, and
which is sad for this to still be happening, but it is.
I mean, if there's still racists in the world, you clearly know that what there are, a lot of them are more than capable of doing.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Everyone's not, it's a scare tactic. It's sad that it's still happening, but it's definitely, they're trying to let you know that we still here too.
Yeah.
And with that thing we got in the White House, they feel like they have, they cool, they safe. They know, they ain't nothing gonna happen to them. You got to catch them first, and that's just, Mr. Twitter fingers, he can talk about a whole bunch of stuff, but he ain't addressing that, and that's because I quite frankly believe that he's one of them, but
they could be. Yeah, you never know how the government works. You don't know if they in cahoots. I feel like the government still killed Nipsey. You know what I mean? I feel like even though it was a black man, they could use us all day. Yeah. That little boy didn't even think, he didn't even look like he was in his right mind to me. You know what I mean? I feel like they used him, and they gonna keep doing it. So I don't know what they are luring our men to be, or snatching us up. I don't know, but they are hanging them.
It to be one of you and more than one of them. That's all it takes. A one quick swing of a bat or whatever to take you out for a second, or
that too.
Have you discombobulated, and that's it. It don't take long.
It don't. It really don't. You could be walking out, they could inject you with something, and boom. Like they do women when they sit here and snatch women up. Like we already have to deal with sex traffickers. You know what I mean? As just women, period. As black women too. But now our black men have to be. They got to look around and make sure ain't no white man jumping out of the van to pick them up, and so they can hang them and use them as a, you know what I mean, as a scare tactic. Like, this is crazy. I just can't believe it's America, man, right now in 2020. So
this is definitely the time that I think that, again, if anyone who hasn't spoken to their children, their nieces, their brothers, their cousins, their whatever, whoever,
family,
anybody
period,
black, about what's going on and about what you should do and how you should keep yourself safe. Our young boys who are out here riding their bikes and just kind of living life and not really showing care to certain things, or not being aware of their surroundings. I know my husband tells me that all the time. You need to start looking around. You can't stop sitting in your car and just sitting in your car on your phone. I told you about that. It's dangerous. Like all of those kind of things like ring in my head when I hear stories like this.
Yeah.
It's like, when I hear stories like of Ahmaud, Arbery, of the same kind of thing, you minding your business, you jogging. You was just jogging. You was minding your own business, wasn't bothering nobody. And that's all it takes. And, you tried to get away and it just didn't work. But again, we just have to be so aware, and we have to make sure that we are making our kids and our family members aware of how to be safe out here in these streets, because it truly is scary. Like, my head is always on the swivel now. Like, I don't care if I'm walking somewhere, if I'm running outside and it's daylight out, my head is on swivel. Where's that car? Did I see that car more than once? Like, I don't play. To the point where I've actually started carrying stuff on me. Like, come over here if you want to. You're gonna get hurt. So,
well, you know how coming from Liberty City, child, I've always been a little paranoid. They call it paranoia, but for me, I call it protection. And I may have to do a little extraness, but I don't care. You know, I'm gonna do the best that I can do. Not be fearful and not be paranoid, but I know we are in times where, unfortunately, I hate to even say this, that I know it's gonna get worse, because not only is it biblical. Thank you, Raymond. Just said that, which I just said at the same time, which I know for sure now it really is. We said at the same time, which is dope.
We're seeing Bible prophecy fulfilled.
Yeah, I mean it's getting worse as the days goes, and I get that, and you have to be extra cautious. Like, I don't know if you've seen what Portia from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Mm-hmm. She posted this video on her page this week about this young lady. She was shopping and she was getting into her car, and the camera showed the parking lot, and it showed these two men. One man walking this way, and the car is right here. One man walking this way, the other man walking this way. So she's getting into her car door. She started putting stuff in her car. This man, so he's seen her open up her car doors. Mm-hmm. This man goes to her back car, open up the door, get inside while she's still putting the groceries in. And he's already in the car. So when she get in the car, he's already in there, because he knows mentally that she's putting in groceries, which means all of her doors are unlocked.
All of her doors are unlocked. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So now he's in the car. Me just thinking fast. He has a gun at her and telling her to shut up, close the door, and drive. Because she didn't run away. She stood. Mm-hmm. I didn't see her get out the car. Her car door was still open. Remember, I told you it was two men. The other man supposed to look like he was getting a cart, mm-hmm. and like he was about to go in the store, but he stopped. He went back. He left the car. He walked to the car, walked to the driver's side. The door was still open. He gets in the car and drives off. So it's two men in this car and there's one woman in. That right there, just watching that video, and I watched it probably like 8 times, and I let it replay itself, because mm-hmm. just like this,
it can happen. Yeah, it only takes a second. It can happen to you so quickly. You just it truly makes you, all of these things truly make you realize how much we can't afford to be caught slipping. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't. You cannot be afforded. Like, my husband tells me all the time, like, Mr. Conway, get your pistols, ladies. My husband tells me all the time, we need to get you a gun, because there's way too many times where you're out and about and I'm not with you, and I don't want you to ever feel like you don't feel safe, or like you can't handle yourself if you have to. And I at first, I used to say, I don't really want to carry, I really don't want to carry a gun on me, but
now you're reconsidering.
Really starting to think like, yeah, obviously if I do, I'm gonna make sure that I am more than prepared to use it. Yeah. And that I'm safe with it, that I keep it locked up when I don't feel like I truly need it, and keep it away from kids. But I'm almost starting to feel like it's almost unwise not to have one.
It sucks, because it's like, okay, then when you get one, and then you got to worry about using it on somebody who's trying you, right? Then you got to worry about being very careful, because the police, and they feel like how you have a gun, they feel like you're going to shoot them, so they'll shoot you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, my God, man. Like,
would you rather have it and need it?
No, of course, of course.
Not have it, yeah.
No, of course.
I used to think about that too. Like, I don't want to get pulled over, and then they think that now I'm a threat or whatever the case may be. But I'd rather have it. I'd rather have it and take the chance. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have it because I feel
Yeah.
like I'd rather have it, and when I need it, I got it. You understand what I'm saying? So I just really, I
The
really,
world.
it's the world we live in, and we just gotta be prepared for anything nowadays, for real, and pray for our black men because
Ourselves, our
ourselves,
men, our
yeah, our
family,
children, everybody, because
our
it's
race,
crazy.
our everything. Just
Yeah.
people general, man. Like this is it's getting crazy. So again, this is not a conversation for us to be fearful. This is a conversation for us to be alert. This is a conversation for us to wake up and know that we cannot just be floating around the world like we on a cloud now no more. We have to really be aware of our surroundings. We have to yeah.
Yeah. We gotta be prepared. We gotta be
Yeah.
prepared, and we have to continue fighting for what's right, because this is the only way that we're gonna see any kind of justice or any kind of real change. Because the moment we let
Yeah.
up,
Yeah. And I just feel like this is our turn. And I keep thinking like visually to keep me just focused on everything. It's like our ancestors are probably just like, come on, y'all. Like we started the race. We have handed over the baton.
yeah, y'all can do
You know
this,
what I mean?
do better.
We
Yeah,
need y'all. Like we rooting for y'all. Like we need y'all to do it in your way, in your time. So we need y'all to keep doing it. And I think right now we are doing great. There's some things that have came out of this up in the last 3 weeks. Some great advancements that has happened, but they are rooting for us and they need us to continue this thing, man. I just don't want us, like you said, I don't want us to drop the ball and not get soft and not feel like we still
yeah,
can't fight. You know what I mean?
yeah,
As if they did enough. No, they need us too. Our 2 generations from now need us today. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, yeah,
All right. Well, we had an absolutely great episode today, and we want to thank
yeah,
everybody from podcasters to Instagram to YouTube live viewers to Facebook. We want to thank all of you for joining, for listening, to be a part of the conversation.
yes,
Again, make sure that you are having these kinds of conversations with your own family, your kids, your wife, your husband, whoever, because these conversations are very important, and they one day honestly just might save your life. Seriously.
exactly,
So,
exactly. I'm with
we
that.
can we gonna end it out like only Miami could do. So take it away, boo.
We are out of the building. We are getting out of here. Y'all be safe, and y'all know we praying for y'all. We love y'all so much. And don't
Yes,
forget to
yes.
go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. And thank you to everybody all over the world for listening. Y'all know how we about to go ahead and end this. So I want to just say good night, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Y'all have a good evening. Until next week.
We'll see
Talk
y'all
to you
later.
then.
Bye.
Adios.